So far away, Eric, I'm wearing my business jacket, which can only mean one thing. It's time for another episode of How Not to Do Business.
Yay!
So far away, Eric, this is the first time you've appeared on a How Not to Do Business, but I believe you are a fan of the series, yes?
I'm a huge fan of this. Like, the one you did on the British Mail Service is just so fucking funny.
Yeah, so if anyone is unfamiliar with the series, How Not to Do Business, basically at this point it's just, hey, this business has pissed me off and I'm annoyed of the time I wasted and invested in interacting with them, so I'm going to claw back some of my money, and today is no different.
What exactly is it your company does again?
Oh, this industry moves so fast, it's really hard to tell.
And Eric, you don't know what the topic of today's video is, do you? You don't know who the target of How Not to Do Business is on this wonderful Wednesday. Sorry, I forgot what day it was. It's been very busy.
No, I have no idea. No idea. I just wanted to be I want to be blind.
We're not here to shit on the event itself, just the idea of the event. And I guess this is going to require a little bit of setup because, yeah, I've been doing this YouTube malarkey now for about 10 years, and every other day I have something in my inbox asking me if I'd like to attend an event or something of that nature. And I always generally say no because I'm antisocial, I'm British, I'm pale, I don't like going outside or talking to people.
Can't participate, Klaus. I hate you. I say that not out of anger, but simply as a fact. It's 67 degrees outside, and I hate you.
But the FactFiend email address still gets signed up for newsletters and stuff, and no matter how much I try to unsubscribe or tell the person reaching out, like, hey, I don't want to attend a seminar on how to go viral on YouTube, please leave me alone. I still keep getting them in my inbox. And is this a thing you've experienced, Eric, as a YouTuber content creator?
A little bit. I get more like scammy sponsors, like people who run gacha games and stuff that, you know, you don't even want to open these emails because they could have viruses or some shit. I get a lot of that, and our YouTube rep over at Top Tens is usually asking us, hey, are you gonna go to this thing or that thing? And I'm like, who's gonna know me?
So you can understand the kind of stuff that I'm dealing with here, right? And on How Not to Do Business, we have covered, like, you know, weird scammy sponsors and stuff in the past. So this is not new or fertile territory, which is why often the stuff that I get in my inbox, I ignore it and don't turn it into an episode of How Not to Do Business because, as I've mentioned I said the last one was going to be the last one, but that was about landlords, who I saw as the final villain of bad businesses. But this is just something that really pissed me off, so I thought, fuck it, I'm going to make money from it. I took time out of my day to answer these messages. Bollocks to it. So, the specific event I got reached out to about attending is one called TubeFest. And are you familiar with TubeFest, Eric? I'd be surprised if you were.
No, I'm not.
I have the site for TubeFest open here, and it is a YouTuber-focused event in the UK, hosted on the 25th of April of 2025. And looking at this objectively, I can see why someone out there might find value in an event like this. But I personally didn't really see any value in attending an event like this, and the main reason why is that tickets were £300.
$20 can buy many peanuts.
Explain how.
Money can be exchanged for goods and services.
Jeez.
Yes, and Eric, you're in America, so I've helpfully looked up how much 300 British pounds would be in your dollary dues, and that would be $375 American as of February 5th, 2025. So, what could you get for $375?
So many books.
You get a lot of books, yeah. And business-wise, specifically, do you see $375?
A plane ticket. You could pay for a single edit, or actually probably close to 2 edits from Jen's team on the Top Tens team, what have you.
Would you pay that amount of money to go hear YouTubers you've never heard of speak?
Oh, hell no.
And here's the thing, I'm not going to put any of the people who are attending this event on the screen right now because it's not about them. But as mentioned, if someone out there is attending this event, or as a creator, a speaker, or is going there to hear those creators and speakers speak, and you like them, I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm saying that I've got no idea who they are, so I wouldn't pay $300 to hear them talk.
Yeah, no. No, thanks.
And if this was just an email in my inbox saying, hey, it was an event, it's 300 quid, do you want to go? And my answer was no, this wouldn't be a video. There's of course a twist, but before we get to the twist, I thought I would use the How Not to Do Business format, which tends to be quite popular, to promote an idea I had. So, I have taken £300 out of the FactFiend coffers and I've set them aside. So if there's anybody out there who has an event, preferably based in the UK, preferably more based in the north of the UK, so it'd be easy for myself to get to, and you think it would benefit me as a creator, for either networking or social, because the person who reached out from TubeFest was really trying to sell the fact that, hey, if you don't see the value in this as a business opportunity, look at the opportunity to go out there and meet people. So if you are hosting an event somewhere in the UK over the course of 2025, pitch it to me. Below you will find access to my socials and the FactFiend email address, and just let me know what it is you're doing, let me know how much it costs, and I'll see about attending. Because I'm curious how much entertainment, networking, and social interaction I can get for £300.
Whoa! I can party forever! I'm getting old. Can't bounce back like I used to.
And if people do end up reaching out, maybe I'll make another video documenting what the event I end up attending is. And to be clear, this doesn't need to be a networking event. It could be a concert, a bake sale. You can be running a D&D session or something like that. Just pitch it to me. Let me know, because I know for a fact I was not paying £300 to go hear someone talk about YouTube.
Karl, I think I have an idea for an event in your neck of the woods now.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Okay. Right. So with that out of the way, let's move on to the twist now, because like every email of this ilk I get in my inbox, I told the person I'm not interested. Thank you, but no. And I thought that'd be the end of it. But the person trying to sell TubeFest was very, very committed to getting me to attend. So much so that they reached back out and asked, well, why is it you don't want to attend? And I didn't want to be rude, but also, hey, I said no. No is a complete sentence. I think no is enough, but they did frame it in the sense of well, can you at least tell us why it is you don't want to attend so we can make a note of it? So I just very bluntly put, I don't think it's worth £300 to hear people I'm not familiar with talk about a subject that I don't care about.
I mean, a lot of the advice for gaming YouTube and the algorithm is, we already know this stuff. I talk about it with you all the time about how many thumbnails it takes to get a video to pop off on one of my smaller channels. It takes a lot, and it shouldn't.
Yeah, but it's also as well something that if someone out there actually knew the secret to doing it, it wouldn't be a secret, right? From someone who's been working as a creator for 10, 15 years now, and I literally used to work in SEO, search engine optimization. I'm aware that it's really difficult to game the system, and also that the system itself changes so quickly that anybody who is able to do so, you're not going to have time to set up an entire seminar to talk about this, because whatever the loophole is you're abusing, Google will shut that shit down before you even have a chance, right?
Yeah.
It's very difficult to game the system.
The best advice you can possibly get about doing YouTube is A, don't. It's a bad idea. And B, if you're crazy like me and you want to just make video essays and shit like that, or talk to your friends like Karl over here, just make good content. Make content that people are going to react to. And, if you're a good writer or you have a decent presence for communicating stories and what have you, like Karl does, that's the main advice. Come up with a snappy title, make a decent thumbnail, put it out there, see what people think. I mean, I've grown multiple channels now from 0 subscribers to thousands at this point. I mean, I'm not I haven't broken 10K on one of my personal channels, mainly because I got burnt out on the science communication thing. But I grew Storyrant pretty quickly.
But the important thing is that you grew it organically, and that you didn't need to be given any specific advice. There's no secret to growing a YouTube channel. It's just work really, really fucking hard, and then hope you get lucky. Yeah, and I don't really see how you can spin that advice into an entire weekend-long seminar.
Yeah,
right. I'm not sure how you can spin the advice of get really, really lucky and just make loads of content and hope that someone watches it. and hope that the algorithm smiles upon you.
Right. And my approach is more quality over quantity. Like, I would rather drop an hour-long video that I've worked really fucking hard on and post once a month, maybe, you know, or several times a month if I have shorter ideas for that month, than to drop slop, you know. If I do a podcast, I want it to be a meaningful... I want you to get something out of it. I don't want you to... And I want it to be jam-packed with information and what have you. You know, that's just me.
But also, as well, again, this isn't something you need to pay someone to tell you, right?
Yeah, no.
And that's what I try to get across to this person of, like, hey, there's probably some value to be gotten from what you're doing here, but I'm not going to pay £300 to hear someone give me the advice I already know, which is work really, really hard and hope you get lucky.
Yeah.
Because anyone telling you that there's a secret to going viral on YouTube is either full of shit, or they're doing something that YouTube's going to crack down on because they're using like stuff that the system does not like. Like from my days in SEO, was like it's white hat and black hat, right? The terms. Yeah. There's organic ways that YouTube likes or Google likes to improve your search engine rankings naturally, and then there's ways that you can do it which they don't like, which do work, but you will be penalised for when you get caught. And there are equivalents on YouTube and the like, which I'm aware of, have seen the loopholes that were used to abuse them closed, and the people who did so punished. I see it as the equivalent of those like seminars on here's how you make money on crypto. And it's like, well, what people have, but by the time you get that seminar set up, it's already too fucking late.
And there's almost always it's like if you're making money on crypto, someone else is holding the bag and losing their life savings or what have you.
Go Razzmatazz. Go Razzmatazz. Go Razzmatazz.
It's Bugle Boy winning by a head.
I lost everything.
We're probably getting a little lost in the weeds here, so let's move back to the twist now. So I reported to the person who reached out, hey, I don't really see much value in going to this event. £300 is way too steep. And I thought, again, that would be the end of it. But they weren't sated. They needed to know. They needed more specific answers. They reached out once again. And they said, and I quote, "You don't find being in a room with 400 of your peers to be a tangible benefit? Do you hang out with creators often then?" Well, yeah, I'm doing that right now. If so, where and when? Because we did our research and there was nothing like this in Europe.
And how much are tickets to these?
Normally they're free if you're a creator. Like Comic-Con as well is another thing. It was like there are countless Comic-Con style events all around the UK focused on either comics and nerd interests as a whole, or be more specific to be focused on a particular interest, which is what I said. I said there are local creator-focused events every other week up and down the country. They don't charge attendees up the arse to go. And for Americans, that means they charge you a lot of money. And maybe there isn't like, a giant specifically focused on YouTube event every single week, but say if your content is focused around video games, there is going to be a local video game scene somewhere in your city or peripheral if you live in a built-up enough area. If your interest is books, there is going to be a book club. If your interest is, cosplay, there's going to be an event where people are going to cosplay. You might have to travel a bit, but there is going to be an event. If your interest is music, there's going to be new bands and stuff playing everywhere up and down the country. And that's how I see it, right? Just because you're hosting this specific thing that says it's about YouTube doesn't mean that you're the only place a YouTuber would go to network and or socialize, which is why I got the offer to anyone out there hosting an event they see as being valuable, either as a networking opportunity or as one just to hang out and meet people with similar interests. Let me know. And also let me know and I want to see how many of those I can go to for the amount I would have been charged to go to this event.
And then have like an expense report of what that $300 got you.
Events like this have been the single best thing I've done for my career. From attending them to being a speaker to running a ton of my own. I've made deep, lasting friendships, relationships, and received opportunities in the hundreds of thousands of pounds because I've sat next to someone at a bar or an event, which is great, right? Of like, just, okay, I made opportunities because I met people at the bar after going to the event, which really speaks to how valuable the event is, right? Like,
Right. Your value is after, when you spend more money at a pub.
Yeah. Also, as well, why can't I just go to the pub? which I've done
Right.
multiple times. That's how FactFiend started. Every single business deal I've ever made was made at a pub. So I'm aware of the value of networking, but I'm keenly aware that it's like the whole thing about business, right? Of like the real business gets done on the golf course. Not in the office or the boardroom. It's just hanging out with someone after the fact. That's where the value is. Not the event. It's going to the bar after the event.
Right.
And I don't need to pay 300 quid to go to the event. I can just go to the bar nearby the event after it's done. Or go to one of the smaller creator-focused events around the country that don't charge £300 and just go there and network. But, again, if this would have just been the entire interaction, this wouldn't be a video. But we've still not got to the twist, Eric. Because I thought that's it, right? That's the end. That's all done. But then a couple of weeks later, they reached out again.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
And they're now going for the hard sell. So I actually feel kind of complimented by this because they really want me to go. Remind you, they don't want me to go to speak at this thing. They want me to attend. So I appreciate that they're that one-to-one customer service. So a few weeks later, I got the following email in my inbox. Hi, last month I introduced you to TubeFest, Europe's #1 video marketing conference. This isn't just a conference, it's your chance to find collaborators that could transform your journey as a video creator. But that's not all. We listen to your feedback and slash ticket prices to make TubeFest more accessible to creators like you. For the next 48 hours, tickets are down to just £99. Don't wait, this exclusive deal ends on Thursday. And I'm not sure about you, Eric, but maybe it's just a kind of tight arsehole. Well, actually, that's probably not the right way, because Americans are like, wait, what? I'm very careful with how I spend my money. Mm-hmm. That's what tight arsehole means in that context. Let's move on. When I see that something that cost £300 is now down to £99, I don't think, wow, what a great deal. I think, okay, that was a rip-off then, right?
Right, yeah.
Are you the same? Like when you see when you see like a TV, it's like down from $800 to $200, it's like, well, okay, anyone who paid $800 got ripped off then, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If anything, like as demand goes up for spots to attend, it should get more expensive.
Well, you think it would, right? Well, oddly enough, on the TubeFest site, the ticket prices initially started going for £600. So £300 was already a deal, and then they offered me an exclusive deal of £99, which means that's a £500 discount. And again, on one hand, I can say, oh, wow, a £500 discount, that must be a great deal. But my brain just looks at that and goes, so you were overcharging by 500 quid initially then? Right? Because clearly you're still making a profit with this £99, but you were happy to charge 600 quid to people early. Also as well, I mentioned if anyone's going to this event, hopefully you get some value out of it. I'm going to guess that you're not very happy about the fact that they're offering someone who doesn't even want to go £500 off what you might have spent. Right? I wouldn't feel like I'm being very well looked after as a customer when I find out people who say they don't want to go are being offered a discount on going. And the people who went first got charged double what the initial asking price for me was.
Yeah. And like most Comic-Cons, like the big ones like New York and San Diego Comic-Con out here are like $100 for a ticket last I checked. I haven't been in a very long time because Comic-Cons are not very artist friendly anymore. The
bigger events like that have kind of been commercialized to a point where the value is really subjective. And it's like with this, I didn't see the value in it, but I don't see a £500 discount as a good deal. I see it as, wow, you were really fleecing the people you got to attend initially, right? You overcharged them by at least 500 quid.
Jeez.
And my response was just no. Just no. Again, no is a complete sentence. And I thought that'd be the end of it again. But as I said, they really want me to go to this event because they said, still no, we changed the price for you. Smiley face.
Okay, good for you.
But here's the thing as well, it's not that it's not that I don't have the money, it's that I didn't see the value of it.
Right.
I don't like the insinuation that, hey, we charged it for you, it's creators like you can't afford to go. It's like, I can afford to go. I just don't think it's worth 300 quid.
Right.
Or 500 quid. Or 99
I hate that salesman tactic. oh, so you can't afford it. No, I just think your product's shit.
Shmeesh, it's just $300. What is that, like 100 cups of coffee?
That's it!
I'm trying to be as diplomatic as I can up until this part, because after they, like, said, but we lowered the price for you, I thought, you know what, maybe, since I last looked, maybe there's more people going. Because I'd pay 99 quid if there's someone I actually want to hear speak talking. Maybe I'll go have a look at, like, you know, the list of attendees, and maybe it's changed. And I did notice something on the list of attendees. So when I was reading through the bios, I noticed that for one of the creators who's attending, I'm not going to say the person's name, but there is a particular aspect of the bio on the site that I noticed that says, ChatGPT gave us this creator's bio. When we asked them for their bio, they responded, insert what they said, and yada yada yada. So I noticed that and thought, hang on a second. You're using ChatGPT to write the bios for the attendees. You want me to pay, initially, £300 to hear speak. And I thought, I'm going to let them know that because that's kind of fucked up. So I said, you're using AI tools to write bios for the guests for this thing. If you can't be bothered to research them, why would I pay money to listen to them speak? And I think this is a really valid point. And Eric, I know, as a content creator, you've got a lot to say about AI. And
I hate AI.
And as an example, Eric, Eric, like, you've collaborated with people in the past, right? You've been in books, you've been in compilations.
Yep.
Would you be happy if, for your author's bio in an upcoming collaboration that you were doing, they use AI to write your author bio? Would you be happy with that?
I have a canned bio that I send to publishers whenever I have a new story published or when it's included in an anthology or what have you. Yeah, no, you don't do that. That is, you ask the creator for their bio. Always. Because if they have a large following, they're going to have a bio. Like, I don't even have that large of a following yet. And I still have a bio for collaborations.
Then you've got author headshots and stuff. I have a bio. I have author headshots that I use. Like, here's an example of one of my author headshots that I use when I do like interviews or like podcast appearances and stuff like that, which I am available to do. It's just I often say no because I don't think I've got anything interesting to say, except for this video, which I think is very interesting because when I pointed out, hey, you're using ChatGPT to write bios for content creators you want me to pay to go listen to speak. It's like, you can't even be asked to write about them in the stock default selling person voice. You're getting AI to write that? What the fuck? And they had a response, Eric, and their response reads as follows. So initially I pointed out as well, I was like, yeah, hey, I'm already a full-time content creator. Because you're trying to sell it to me as a way to become I'm already a full-time content creator. Also, hey, this AI shit's kind of weird. What's the deal? So their response was, hey, Karl, yes, it's for content creators, full-time or part-time. There are plenty of full-time creators going. Yes, we use AI tools. There's a team of 3 of us running a conference. Why would we try and do everything ourselves? You have any thoughts about that, Eric, as someone who single-handedly runs a channel? Speaking to me, another person who single-handedly runs a channel.
You single-handedly, well, Lucas helps out with Wiki Weekends, right?
Yes.
But, like, that's 2 channels that you're running. I'm running 6. Sorry.
And how many social media accounts and how many books have you written?
Too fucking many.
Yeah, and how much AI have you used?
0. I never use AI. Like, when it first came out, I played around with it a little bit to see if it would be, like, useful for the ideation process, and it's not. It's not, because I get better ideas from just working through thumbnails myself, you know? Like, everyone was like, oh, it'll make your ideation process so much easier. No. If you have an imagination, AI is going to make it worse.
Mm-hmm. It's just, you are basically eroding your ability to think. Also,
right.
Not to mention, this is a creator-focused event. This isn't like because I can imagine if this was a business thing of like, hey, we're trying to sell this, like, we want you to monetize the living fuck out of your content. I can see them being all in on AI, right? Because they don't care about the actual creative output. They care about the money they make from it. But this is an ostensibly creator-focused event where they're trying to sell these creators and their expertise and the fact that, hey, look, these are people who've built up a business on their own. And here's the thing. I'm going to imagine, I don't want to speak or put words into the mouths of any of the creators going to this thing. But I'm going to imagine that, speaking from experience, part of their success, at least, a small part, it probably hinges on the fact that they come across as authentic. That the people viewing their content can reasonably expect that the content that they are seeing is that person's actual thoughts, opinions, ideas. Maybe they have writers, maybe they have editors, but at the very least, you'd hope some aspects of their success... but at the very least, I'd expect some aspects of their success hinges on the fact that it's them. An edited version, sure, but it's them.
Yeah, like every YouTuber, every personality, podcaster has some kind of, a heightened version of their personality. It's a bit of a caricature, but it's still true to who they are.
Yes.
For like bio and geo, I have to be more professional. I can't be my normal sassy bitch self, as much. And we're going to be changing that in the future because people responded really well to our video where you were like poking me with ancient alien shit.
Yes,
I was losing it.
People do respond well to a content creators, who appears authentic. And I thought, I'm gonna respond, because I don't like their response about AI. Like, oh, what do you expect? We're a team of 3 people. There's only 3 of us. What do you supposed to do? Not use AI? Well, yeah. Yeah, but I responded. I would have thought a person hosting a creator-focused event would, look to actually create things themselves rather than offloading the work to a soulless AI that is powered by the theft of the very people they want to celebrate. Like, I'm baffled that you don't see the irony in asking ChatGPT to write a bio for someone who built up a successful, personality-driven business that is in some cases bigger than the thing you are hosting on their own, and then defend this by saying, did you expect me to do everything myself? Also, when you initially reached out, I told you that I didn't see the value in attending this event. You're the one who reached out again to make this pithy remark about making it more affordable, especially for me. Because they closed off their defense of AI by saying, maybe it's better you stay home. Because this is a collaborative event celebrating creators, and it doesn't seem like you'd be a very good fit for it. And it's like, you read back out to me! And that's why it annoyed me, and that's why I'm making this fucking video.
Oh God, that is such a
it's
fucking...
car salesman tactics, isn't it? Of like,
yeah, it is.
Do you want this car? Well, $9,000's a bit much. Oh, sorry, can't you afford it? Well, I can, but it's a bit much for this shit car. Oh, we can't afford it. If you can't afford it, go home. We don't want you to buy this car. We don't want you. We want winners in this lot.
You make the payments by plowing driveways on the side.
Well, I really should discuss this with my wife.
Your wife?
What, do you think I'm going to buy a $20,000 truck just because you make that noise?
I think like that it's almost a grifter's mentality of business. It's not authentic, and I think we need to get back to a point where we should abolish all billionaires, and any asshole who's promoting AI should be blacklisted from working in this kind of space in general, because all it does, relying on those quote unquote tools, plagiarism machines, all it does is make the ecosystem for creators worse and harder to get discovered. Because if you have like an algorithm that is just populated with AI slop, no one's gonna want to watch that shit. Like, you know how many comments we get on like the new channels and on my channels of people are like, oh my God, you're a human being making like you're actually writing your stuff. Wow.
We've got some mocks. I was not done. Like I said, this is why we're making this video. So maybe I do need to attend one of your seminars, because if I was attempting to sell tickets for £300 per head to an event to a specialised niche crowd, I wouldn't openly brag about using tools that are destroying their livelihood, and in parentheses, the planet, or make veiled jabs about them being poor. It's admittedly a quite bold tactic, and I wish you all the success that you deserve. This is being illuminating, and I think you're right about it being something that'll benefit me, because there's no way I'm not going to make a video about its entire exchange. So in a way, I guess you have helped me make more content. And I thought this would be the end of it, but no. They wanted to get their one last dig in, because of all the things they were upset about, it's being told, hey, AI fucking sucks, because that seemingly was the trigger for them. So they responded. Thanks, Karl. For reference, the creator that you singled out did send us their bio, and we were doing research and asked ChatGPT about our speakers.
So they sent the bio in.
And rather than actually watch the YouTube channel, rather than watching this dude's videos, they asked ChatGPT to describe the guests again to the event they want members of the public to pay hundreds of pounds to speak, and they can't even be asked watching one of their videos.
You fucking idiots.
We also use AI for scheduling, social posts, among other things, and will continue to do so as a small team. And then they single out my comment here. AI is a tool that is powered by the theft of the very people you want to celebrate. What an odd view of the world and AI, given the rise of faceless channels and the fact almost every creator I speak to is using AI in some positive way. Your assertions are completely false. And again, if I was one of the creators going to this event, and my success hinged on me appearing to be an authentic personality, I would not like a person be like, hey, every creator I know and speak to uses AI. What's the big deal? You're kind of giving the game away a bit there.
Yeah, a little bit. Little bit. Maybe the creators who are finding value in this are easily duped, you know?
But I'd be really pissed if I was going to this event and the person hosting it is like openly bragging about using AI, defending its use, and then in response to being asked, hey, this is a thing that's like killing the industry that you're trying to celebrate. That's kind of fucked up why everyone does it.
Mm-hmm.
Hardly a sterling defense there. All you had to do was click unsubscribe and it would have saved this entire exchange. At any point, you could have ignored the emails and instead you continue to make out that what we're doing is a pile of shit, which is not. The feedback we get from plenty of people, the very people we are trying to help, is that we're doing a good thing. It's like, cool. And
good for you.
Yep. And I just respond, I must say I find your tone very unprofessional. Because I say I'm allowed to be unprofessional because that's my whole thing. I'm not trying to sell tickets to an event. They are.
Right.
Also, lol, having to rely on AI to do research and basic community outreach for you. I'm going to take a wild guess here and say the traction you get on those posts that you have generated by a robot aren't all that great. And here's what cracked me the fuck up. Here's what made me absolutely... My sides were in orbit. I clicked on this dude's profile and he's one of those guys who's like, hey, how to go viral on YouTube. And he's like, the top video on his channel is how to get a post to go viral with like 50 views. And I'm like, then it doesn't work, does it?
No.
I could not ask for a more perfect encapsulation of how useless and valueless this advice is. Of like,
oh my god.
If it fucking worked, you would have got... The fact was a video titled How to Go Viral on YouTube and it has 50 fucking views. Then you don't know anything. Why should I pay you?
Man, you know, anytime I have a video do less than my subscriber account, which it does happen, you know, I'm usually pretty upset about it. I'm like, how can I do better? You know, what am I doing wrong? And then I go back to the drawing board, I think about it, and then I come up with a new video or like tweak the format a little bit or what have you to reach the same levels of success that I've gotten on like alien videos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, wow. So you think
it's fantastic though, because what more perfect an encapsulation how fucking useless that is could you get? And here's a pro again. It's very hard to get traction on social media posts. I have seen many a business. I used to do like social media managing back during my SEO days. It is a ball ache. And many companies,
it is.
They want the easy solution, right? And they look and go, we want the big numbers, we don't want to put the work in. And there's no way to guarantee to go, and there's no way to guarantee how to go viral. There's just not.
Yeah, no.
You can pay for bots to like your post, to artificially inflate it, sure. But that's not organic interaction. That's not what a business wants. It's not what a business needs. That is the illusion of success.
It takes so much work to get organic, anything organic going on like Facebook or, you know, especially Twitter. You know, I'm going to dead name Twitter because fuck Elon Musk.
There's no way to guarantee how to go viral on these platforms.
But unless you're spreading hate.
Yeah. But one way to absolutely ensure that you never go viral is to put no effort into your posts, which a robot is certainly not doing. And I was like looking at their social media. It's like, you got one like on your post announcing this event, which I now know was written by a robot. You couldn't just get the phone and just take a picture of like a sandwich or like yourself or write something, and presumably like all the stuff that's written about is like it's not you writing it, and it's like people are a lot smarter than you give them credit for, and generally people can tell when you don't really give a shit. And if you see a low effort post, people aren't gonna like that post.
Yeah.
And it's fascinating, but you know, I was not done. So you were the one who reached back out to me, and I responded because I noticed that you're using AI tools, which every content creator I'm aware of or I've worked with abhors the use of. They've literally put friends of mine out of work. That's true. It fucking sucks, and they've been fired by people who were like, money now, money now, money now. Unfortunately, some of them got hired back when they realised, oh, the shitty AI we got to schedule posts keeps making mistakes.
Yeah.
Because it fucking sucks. Anyway, and I found the irony of an ostensibly creator-focused event using the very tools seen by many of my peers as antithetical to the act of creation and self-expression very funny. I appreciate the offer to attend, but on moral grounds I can't support something run by people championing the use of AI technology. Cheers. And all I got back was, thanks, Karl. And that's an exchange. It's very classic how not to do business there. It's just an email exchange that I found very interesting.
Yeah,
and,
very enlightening.
Yeah, I learned a lot. And I certainly won't be attending that event. And again, if anyone is, I hope you get some value out of it. I hope that you've learned something today about the people running that event. And I'm not going to name any names, but it's a team of 3 people, and seemingly they're all happy to sign off on the idea of using AI to promote a creator-focused event. And I just know that if I was a creator and I was attending that event as a speaker or actually, I can't say this because if people don't go, they might sue me. So I'm just going to say, in my opinion, I don't see the value in attending such an event. If they don't give enough of a shit to actually write the bios for the people they want you to pay to hear speak, why would you pay to hear them speak, right?
That just fucking blows my mind, man. Like, he gave you his bio. He gave it to you. You didn't have to use ChatGPT. You could just use the author's bio. It's that simple. Like, the creator gave you the thing that you asked for, and you decided to do this other superfluous step for no fucking reason other than, we have AI, let's just do AI. Let's use AI for it. Let's do AI for our thumbnails. Let's use AI to jerk off. Fuck that.
It's just, it's hilarious. And they really wanted me to go, and I'm sorry to say I won't be attending.
You're not that sorry.
I am. Here's the thing, I feel bad for anyone who's going to that event who spent £300, maybe £600 on a ticket. Because
that's a scam.
I'm hoping. I don't want to say scam. We don't want to get sued.
Oh, okay.
I'm not going to say scam. I'm just going to say I'm getting shades of that Willy Wonka experience, where they used AI to kind of big up the thing they were selling, and I hope that it ends up being a smash hit. As I said, I hope they get all the success that they deserve. But you earn success and you create your own look in this life, and I wouldn't say that anybody using AI seems like they've earned it.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. And I'm not going to say it's a scam. I'm going to say I hope it goes as well as it can do when there's 3 people running it who can't even be asked to write bio for the people attending.
Yep. Yep, that's just...
I think that alone, right? It just sums it up.
That is just mind-blowing. I'm just dumbfounded that is what they chose to use AI for. You know, it's just, how lazy do you have to be?
Well, that's the thing. It smacks of laziness, right? It's like the joke people make about AI, right? Of like, the moment I see a business using AI, I don't think, wow, this is cool. I think it makes your business look impoverished and immediately makes me not want to buy your products. If you don't care enough to pay a person to get my eyeballs on it, you don't deserve my eyeballs.
Right. Because it shows a lack of care, especially in a creative field. Like, the first thing I wonder is, why does that guy have so many fingers? But the second thing is, like, why does everything look the same now? Because that's really the problem with this AI stuff, is like, it all looks the same. Like, it's devaluing the creative experience. And like, You're not going to get your David Lynch's and your, who's the cinematographer behind the Batman, like these incredible like auteur talents and whatnot. You're not going to get those if AI replaces artists. You're going to get slop.
And I'm not going to name any names people attending this event, but there's one bio here that there's a good chance ChatGPT may have written that I find quite ironic. So, insert person's name is a multi-award-winning entrepreneur, visibility strategist, TikTok coach, and influencer. She helps people show up authentically and tell their stories to be more visible. And if AI wrote that, I don't think... It's
not very authentic.
I can write jokes, but I don't think there's any joke I could write that would be funnier than that. Because there's a very good chance they got AI to write that post.